guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Aroof. I am studying in Istanbul, Turkey. So first of all, I know that it's been like 6 months since I posted my last video. I am so sorry about that. I'm gonna get into why I've been away. But today I'm gonna be talking about topic on what the most questions that I've gotten is living expenses and things related to that. So today I'm finally gonna do this. For those of you guys who don't want to see the intro because it's gonna be a little bit long because I just want to explain myself, I will have added timestamps so you can just skip to the question that you want your answer to. So I have been away for a few reasons. So I'm gonna begin from the beginning. So I came back to Pakistan around end of December. I was supposed to stay here for 2 months, for January and February. So around February, before I was supposed to come back, my sister's talks of getting married were going on. Eventually everything got decided, and it was decided that she was going to get married in August, which is in 2 months now. And so I decided to stay back because for those of you guys who don't see, weddings or Pakistani or Indian weddings have a lot of events that you need to plan for, and a lot of clothes that you need to get, and jewelry and all that kind of stuff. And also this is just such a precious time that I would like to spend with my family and my sister, because it's gonna be different when I come back now after her wedding, obviously, and everything is online right now anyway, so you know what better time than to stay right now. So I decided to stay back. Why I didn't film in this time has a few reasons too. So I started earning. Alhamdulillah, I started working as a freelancer, and this is something that I had wanted since the beginning of my university, because I wanted to contribute towards my living expenses. So I started working as a freelancer on this website called Upwork, and Alhamdulillah, I've started doing my own living expenses now. So I'm also expenses now. So I have my apartment still, obviously, so I'm paying my rent and bills by myself now. So because I had been working and I just started working, I also, I'm doing a double major, and I'm still kind of figuring out how to go about a double major, because it's like, it's a lot of work. It is, for those of you guys who are doing it or who plan on doing a double major, just know that it's a lot of work. You don't have much of a social life. You really need to work. Like, at least I have to study all the time, literally every day, and that is the only way I can get like acceptable grades. So I'm studying all the time. I have 9 courses this semester, and so it just got difficult for me to film. Now I am finally putting out this video because I just got the motivation for it. I just, like, yesterday, I think, or day before yesterday, answered all 50 plus DMs that I had, which I am so proud of, because I had been putting them off for so long. So I think a lot of you guys got replies from me. Those of you guys who had more questions, I will be replying back soon. Now I've decided, I'm just gonna stay on top of the replying game, hopefully, and just reply back as fast as I can, or as soon as possible. So that's a little intro. Also, I didn't film because I thought that this is what I think, that you guys follow me to see more of Istanbul, and that won't happen in till 2 months, because I'm gonna go back after my sister's wedding in mid-August. So till then I'm still in Pakistan. If you guys would like, I have my final weeks coming up soon. So I have my exam from 15th to 24th June. So if you guys would like, I could film that, but there isn't much that I do except study. But I could film that if you guys would like that. So let's get into the video. So the first thing that I get quite a few questions actually is what things you should bring from your country to Turkey or Istanbul. Now Turkey has almost a lot of variety of things in their grocery shops, or just like generally they have a lot of things that range from cheaper to more expensive products, and you can generally get everything. What I would recommend 2 things. So first thing I would recommend you guys to get is some bed sheets and some towels, because this is what I did as well, because bed sheets can be a little expensive in Turkey, or at least that's what I've noticed. And In terms of towels as well, it's just best that you bring it, because they don't, I mean, they will take some space, but like it will save you some money and you don't have to spend that money when you go to Turkey. And obviously you're trying to budget, so it will be a big save, I think so. In other things that I would recommend is that any special things that your country has, or any special thing that you cannot live without in your country that you think won't be available in Turkey, you can take that as well. So for example, me and my roommate, we bring our own tea. This is not special, by the way, but we bring our own tea bags from Pakistan, because Turkish tea can be very light, and we drink very dark tea, which you cannot get the flavor out from Turkish tea bags or tea. They still, for example, we drink Lipton tea or whatever kind of tea from Pakistan. It may be the same brand there, but it would be lighter than it is in Pakistan. I think this would also be true for maybe Saudi Arabia and Dubai. I'm not sure. For those of you guys who like to drink dark tea, I would suggest that you bring it from your home country. Other things that me and my roommates we bring are these Knorr noodles. So they're just kind of like ramen noodles, but not really. You cannot find them there. They are, I mean, I think there is a Pakistani store, but it's in the Asian side and it's quite far from me. And also I've heard that they have like twice the price that you can get it in Pakistan, so it's just best for us to take it from here. So we take that because we like to eat it just as a snack, or also sometimes when we're just too tired to make anything, we sometimes eat that as as our lunch or dinner or whatever. We also bring our own shan masala. So for those of you guys who don't know about shan masala, they are just to make Pakistani dishes. They are these special kind of masalas and spices that are just blended together, and they just give you that home taste that you like, but it's hard for you to make, but in those boxes make it easier. So we get a lot of those boxes of different kind of things. For example, chicken tikka, biryani masala. We bring a lot of biryani masala, stuff like that. So those are some things that we bring. We especially bring from we take from Pakistan. Other things obviously depend on you, whatever you think that you may not find, although generally you can find. In terms of glasses and plates and stuff like that, you don't need to bring them. You can easily find them in Istanbul or Turkey. They may break in your bag if you take them from your country, so you can find them from cheap to expensive range, so you don't need to bring that from your country. I think that pretty much answers this question. If you think that you have more questions related, additional questions related to this particular topic, you can ask them in the comment sections, or you can also DM me. I will be happy to help. For the second question, I'm going to talk about dorms and apartments. Now this is a question that you have no idea. I think I get at least in a week I get at least like 5 to 6 people asking me questions related to this, and I hope that this helps anyone who has any questions related to this, and hopefully from now on I can just guide them to watch my video instead of typing out every time. But okay, so I'm gonna start with dorms, because usually people ask, dorms, how are they, should they live in dorms, stuff like that. Now dorms, I will give you some pros and cons of dorms. I'll start with the cons. So dorms can be pretty expensive, especially if they are for your university, like they're your university dorms. If they are near your university, they can be pretty expensive. I will list some prices in a while, but usually they're pretty expensive. And even like if you're sharing with 4 people, it can still be out of your budget. It can be that expensive. However, it is the best way for you to make friends. It's the best way to socialize. It is the best way for you to make long-lasting friendships, and just long-lasting acquaintances even, that you can because you will have people who go to your university, you bond with them, and if you guys are especially antisocial like me, I didn't stay in a dorm, And I know people who stayed in a dorm. My friends, I have a few friends that live in one dorm, and they have been friends from the beginning, you know, and they're really close because they live in that dorm together from the beginning. So that is one of the like biggest pros, I would say, for living in a dorm. Also in a dorm, you don't have to, like, I mean, you can cook, but they give you, I think, breakfast and dinner, or breakfast or lunch, something like that. They give you 2 times lunch. That is usually included in a dorm. They also, you know, have gyms, they have common areas, they have study areas, so they have a lot of facilities that obviously, because they're expensive, they provide. Now for prices, for expensive ones, which what I have noticed is that they can range. So if you want to live in a private room in a dorm, it can be pretty expensive, and it can range from like 2,800 to 3,200 liras, and it can be pretty expensive. If you want to share with 2 people or 3 people in an expensive dorm, it can again be around 2,500 to, you know, it's usually above, like, all the prices are usually above 2,500 in a pretty expensive, a very good dorm. However, you can find cheaper dorms. I won't say that there are only expensive dorms. You can definitely find cheaper dorms, especially if you go a little further away from your university. You go live in a place where there is less, like, it's not a central area. All you have to do, I'm gonna write it, yurt, YURT, is dorm. And if you just search yurt, if you are a girl, you can search kizlar. If you are, kizlar is girls, and if you are a guy, you can search erkekler, and erkekler is boys. And so yurt kizlar or yurt erkekler, and then write the area that you want to live in. So if it's Beşiktaş, if it's Şişli, or, you know, you can just write that, and then it will list down a bunch of dorms that you can then contact and try to find out the prices and all of those kind of things. I hope this part of the dorm situation that I've explained helps. I know one of my friends lived in this dorm that and she paid around like 23 or 2,400 to live in like a 2-person, 3-person, I think it was a 2-person room in a dorm, but it was like in Şişli. So if you live a little bit far, which is a little bit far from our university, so if you live a little bit far, it can be a bit cheaper. You just have to do your research, do good research. I wish I could list down some dorms. The only dorm that I know of is Republika dorm. Republika dorm is pretty expensive. It is like affiliated with our university. It's not our university's dorm, but it's affiliated with us, so they have some kind of partnership going on, and that is pretty expensive. One of my friends lived there, and she was like, you know, telling me it was pretty expensive, but they have so many facilities. They have a swimming pool, they have so many facilities. For apartments, now this is one of the main things that I think I am talking about today. I live in an apartment. I've lived in an apartment since I went there. When I went there, I rented a room in an apartment. So I was sharing this apartment, and I rented a room in that particular apartment from a Turkish lady. How I did this was through Facebook groups such as Rent a Room in Istanbul, Rent an Apartment in Istanbul. I am going to link like 3 or 4 groups that I am part of and that have helped me, and through which I, you know, found that room in the description. So obviously you can join them and help. It can help you find a place as well. So that's how I first found a room. I lived there for 1 whole semester, and then I think 1 whole semester, no, I lived there for like 1.5 semester, and then the rest of the half I was in Pakistan, and after like a year I moved in with so after the whole first year I moved in with my friend in another apartment. So rooms, I'm going to talk about the prices first. So rooms can cost from, so 1 room, if you rent 1 room, it's not just that you're living in, like, you are renting a room, but obviously you're sharing the whole apartment. You're using the washroom, you're using the kitchen, and you're using the living room. And there can be rules depending on, like, you know, if you are sharing with, like, you're renting, who you're renting from. It depends on that. But usually so dorms, every prices that I talk about, they are more expensive in central areas and less expensive in less central areas. So usually they may be less expensive than they are in Beşiktaş or in Taksim. So when I was renting a room, it was in a pretty central area. It was right next to my university. So including the bills, because obviously when you live there you're paying the bills as well, I was paying around 16 to 1700 liras per month. And this was including my rent and bills. When you move to an apartment, how you can rent an apartment, there are several ways. There is this app or website called Sahibindin, where people obviously list homes and you can rent homes from there. Usually when you're renting from Sahibindin, you are renting an unfurnished apartment, but you can definitely find a furnished one as well. There's an option there that you can check that, oh, you want a furnished one or you want an unfurnished one. Usually the prices don't differ between like they're not a big difference between unfurnished and furnished, so I would suggest if you can go for a furnished one. But you can rent from Sahibindin. You can also rent through a real estate agent. So a real estate agent is I forgot the Turkish name of it. They're called something, but there are various real estate agencies around. I don't know one. My roommate actually did all the apartment hunting from us because I was in Pakistan then, but I'm not sure who we use. Like, we use a real estate agent, I know that. They basically show you apartments. Usually they are even showing you through Sahibindin, but obviously they're doing the talking and everything. And maybe ask around some people in your university for a real estate agent, real estate agency, from where you can find an apartment. Price ranges from if you are getting a 2-bedroom apartment, if you're getting a studio apartment, if you're getting a 3-bedroom apartment. So 2-bedroom apartment is the most common among university students because you're usually renting with sharing with one person, or even if you're just, sometimes people just get a 2-bedroom apartment even if they're alone because they want a guest room or a separate room or whatever. So 2-bedroom apartment can also differ between central area, less central area. I live in a central area, which can be a bit more expensive than, for example, if you're living in Al Shishli. So in Beşiktaş or in a central area, a 2-bedroom apartment can cost 3,200 to 3,600. 3,500, you could say 32 to 3,500 liras. You will have to do a lot of looking at other apartments to find the best price for yourself, but this is usually what they range for a 2-bedroom apartment. Mine and my roommate's apartment is a 3-bedroom apartment, but the third room is really small. It's like, you could say it's like a store, but it has a small bed and a small wardrobe, so it's like a 3-bedroom apartment, but it's in the price of almost what you would get a 2-bedroom apartment for. Then there is a studio apartment can range between 3,000 to 3,200 liras. Studio apartments are expensive for being a studio apartment, but it's great you're living alone, so that's pretty good. But they don't have like an extra room or anything, and you may need that. But yeah, that's a studio apartment. A 3-bedroom apartment or more, like the full-size 3-bedroom apartments, are pretty expensive. They can range from like 3,800 to 4,500 liras. So like 3 to 4-bedroom apartments, they can be pretty expensive. And usually but then again, if you're sharing with like 3 or 4 other people, the cost is cut down, so it's it comes down to what you would be paying per person to the same. And it's, I think if you are sharing with, I think it would be even less if you're sharing with 3 or 4 people, the amount of money that you have to pay per month. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Now these are my rough prices. This is just from my experience and from a little bit of my research. They obviously range from different in between different prices. It obviously depends on the place you're living in, like the area, and you can do your research from Sahibindin. So if you are still in your country and you're looking, and if you want to rent an apartment, go to Sahibindin. I will link that down below as well. Actually, the app I think is in Turkish, but like just use Google Translate and do your research from there, and you can get a better idea of prices there. and obviously in the area that you intend to live in, you can get more of a better idea from that. So the third part that I'm going to be talking about is living expenses, aside from, you know, rent. So this is also a question that I get a lot, and again I'm gonna iterate again that it depends on you as a person, as your shopping habits, as what you prioritize on spending, obviously. So generally I spend around 1,000 to 1,200 liras per month. This does not include my rent, that is separate. But this does include my bills. It includes my phone bills, my internet bill, it includes my just other utility bills, it also includes my groceries, and it also includes any kind of shopping that I do for myself that is not essential, you know, like if I'm getting clothes or if I'm getting something from the apartment, just like decoration thing. This is a budget that I have set for myself. So I think it would be really helpful for you as budgeting, that you set yourself a budget that this is the amount of money that I'm gonna spend in a month. And this also includes eating out, by the way, and I tend to eat out a lot, so this includes that as well. So you can definitely, I know people who live on like 600 to like 800 liras per month as well, so you can definitely live in less. Don't eat out as much. I tend to eat out a lot, and then I also tend to buy at least some things, you know, like in terms of shopping per month. So if you don't, you know, do a lot of shopping, you can definitely live in 600 to 800 liras. Me and my roommate, we also tend to do a lot of grocery shopping because, you know, we tend to eat a lot. We like to cook, so when you're cooking, obviously, you know, you need a lot of things, so we tend to spend on grocery as well. But definitely budget. I have this is one of the biggest tips that I can give you as an international student, to have a budget planner or a budget or an expense tracker. Actually, I would say that would be a better word for it. I have this monthly budget tracker that I made on an Excel, on my Excel sheet. So I'm gonna make you guys a whole year's monthly budget, okay, tracker, where you can put down all that you need to do. I'm gonna try to put it here, but so basically what I have is my income. So any kind of all the money that I earn, I put that there as well in the month that I earn, so I can just kind of look, you know, how much I'm spending versus how much I'm earning. So also I have my home expenses, so that includes my rent, my monthly rent, and my monthly bills. Then I have my groceries and essentials, which includes my phone bills, my groceries, any kind of essentials that I'm spending on, like home kind of things that I can't live without and something that I have to spend on, that goes in there. Then I have entertainment, and entertainment basically includes if I'm going out to a theme park or if I'm going to a museum, any kind of that place where, you know, I'm going for entertainment basically, that goes there. Or if I'm watching a movie, that kind of stuff goes there. Then if I am then I have this thing for shopping, so it obviously includes any kind of shopping I'm for myself or for my family or whatever, but like just shopping, clothes, home things that I'm buying, like a home decoration thing, that goes in there. So these are, I think these are 4 categories that I have, or 5 categories that I have, and then I also have a total right next to it. I hope that this monthly budget planner helps you. I'm gonna put a whole year monthly budget tracker for you guys in the description below. In my experience, I've had a very good experience in Istanbul. I love Istanbul, you know, but unfortunately because of the COVID situation, I couldn't enjoy it as much as I could have, you know, if there was no COVID, obviously. I think in my 2 years I spent almost a year in Istanbul and then a year here, because I was in Pakistan before, like a few months ago, and then I came back here, and now I'm here since like 6 months, not 6 months, I think I've been here like 4 months now, and I'm gonna be here for 2 more months. So total I think I'm spending like 6 to 7 months here before I go back to Istanbul. So, you know, because of the COVID situation, it's hard, but hopefully it will clear up soon. And now when I go back, I think it's gonna be a while before I come back, but I will be back in Istanbul around mid-August, and hopefully I will give you guys a lot more content. I have a lot of things planned. Please subscribe if you would like to see that. I'm gonna be showing guys around my apartment, which I was supposed to do before I came, but you know, it got delayed. I'm gonna be more showing you around Istanbul more, and maybe even some other cities in Turkey where I plan to go, hopefully, because I'm going back in mid-August and my university doesn't start end of September, I think, but I will have a bit of time. This is why I'm going back, because I early before my university starts as well, because I have only 2 years left, or at least of my university undergraduate. So I want to explore Turkey. I want to go. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you guys have any recommendation for videos that I can do from Pakistan that you would like to see, let me know. And if you would like to see my final week, like me doing my finals and all that and preparing for that, so let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video.